Tony and Jake had come up with the ultimate money-making scheme. They invested in a high-end printer and some very special paper, and after weeks of trial and error, they finally mastered the art of counterfeiting money. Their fake bills were indistinguishable from the real thing. With pockets full of phony cash, they set out to live the high life. They were like kids in a candy store. They bought luxury cars, designer clothes, and dined at the fanciest restaurants. They paid everything in cash, relishing the envious looks from onlookers. Their newfound wealth seemed limitless, and they reveled in their good fortune. For months, they continued their spree, careful to cover their tracks and spread their fake money around town to avoid suspicion. They paid for everything in person and avoided banks to keep their transactions untraceable. It seemed their plan was foolproof. Watching their back constantly and being on high alert to never leave a trace, however, started taking its toll on Tony and Jake. They would stay up late at night designing and printing money. They could hardly keep up with their spending habits and gambling. Their quality checks started becoming rushed and sloppy. Their inevitable undoing came by the most unlikely person. An elderly man, Mr. Jefferson, who owned a high-end wheels and rims store. Tony couldn't resist to upgrade his cars with the coolest parts. Little did anybody expect that Mr. Jefferson had excellent vision and an eye for detail. Something about the bill didn't sit right with him. After Tony left, Mr. Jefferson examined it under a magnifying glass and spotted a flaw. Rather than each bill having a unique serial number, several bills were identical. Mr. Jefferson took the bills to the police, who confirmed they were indeed counterfeit. Tony and Jake knew the old man's store didn't have any surveillance cameras, but they didn't know that the store across the street had a clear line of sight with Mr. Jefferson's store parking lot. Within hours, the police traced the license plate to the apartment with a warrant in hand. They found the elaborate counterfeiting setup in full swing. Stacks of fake bills, specialized printer, high-grade paper, and the printing plates. Tony and Jake were caught red-handed, arrested, and convicted. Their high-flying lifestyle came crashing down, undone by a few flawed bills and the keen eyes of an unsuspecting elderly man. The lesson was clear. Dishonesty, cheating, and greed promise to make dreams come true, but in the end, they destroy both the people and their dreams.